Hey guys, so I feel like it's super important that I share this because I'm sharing all of my journey to get weight loss surgery. And I don't know why, but I just have this overwhelming fear because it's like, I am getting weight loss surgery. I am going to do anything I can and everything I can to have it happen, but like I'm scared. And it's like last time, you know, I had surgery, and the only time I've had surgery was because I had cancer. I had a hysterectomy, and it was scary and it was terrifying, and the anesthesia made my face swell a lot. I think I had a really bad allergic reaction. I don't know. They didn't really say anything about it. They actually said the surgery went amazing, but like I'm having a little anxiety right now. I know it's not gonna happen for a while. Like there's a lot of things I still have to do, but like just knowing that it is going to happen, it's just bringing up a lot of like past memories with like when I had my hysterectomy. And you know, things can happen during surgery that are really scary, and that's just me being realistic, not even pessimistic at all. Like I've been so optimistic about this whole experience, but when you start looking at like the reality of things, and it's a little scary and it's a little daunting, and I do have like a little bit of a fear, and I just had a little bit of an anxiety attack. It was a mini one. I don't know. I just, I'm anxious. I'm anxious. And this is, and how many times I have to say no to bad foods and to overeating and to triggers. No matter how many times I have to say no to those things, it's all worth it. Like I'm not perfect by no means. Like I'm not just over here like being the most perfect. There has been one time where I didn't say no, and that happens. That's also realistic. But the changes I've made in the last few weeks, it just takes one day. It just literally takes one day for you to just be like, I'm fucking done. I'm done killing myself, because that's what I've been doing. And I just regret more than anything it having to get to this point. If I could go back and talk to myself when I was 13, that 13-year-old, she needs love, and she needs compassion, and she needs people who love her. And she just didn't have that. She didn't. And things just started spiraling when I was a teenager, you know? I reached 420 pounds when I was 16. And that was like not surprising at all. Sorry, I just really felt like I needed to talk. And I didn't want to like talk to anyone in particular. I just wanted to talk to my camera and talk to you guys and have this moment be documented, because it's part of it. Tears are part of this journey, and fear is part of this journey. Regret and anger, it's all part of it. And I'm not going to shy away from any of that. And I'm not going to let any of the people online who make me feel bad about feeling these emotions, I'm not going to let them stop me from sharing these feelings, because this is my story and I want to share it with you guys. Because for like the first time ever, I know that I'm gonna lose weight. And I know that I'm changing my life and that my life is gonna be better. I've never wanted it more, ever. But I'm just scared. I'm scared of, like, who am I outside of someone who weighs over 450 pounds? You know, who am I outside of that? I don't know. I don't know. And that's weird for me. For longer than I can remember, just been this person. Like, since I was 16, I've been over 400 pounds. And yeah, there was a moment in my early 20s where I reached 331. That was the lowest. It was just like a little tiny piece of my story. And it was because I was very unhealthy then. And it's like, the way that I would eat then was very unhealthy. And I was practically starving myself for a little bit. And I have shared that before. It's like, I can't even be proud of that moment because the way that I was doing it was so unhealthy. And I was just in a dark spot, and I can't even be proud of that moment. I can't at all. But I'm gonna be able to be proud of this one because I'm doing it, and I'm doing it right. And I'm doing it for me. I'm doing it because I love life, and it's not even like the big things. It's not even like I love love and I love family and I love my fur babies, but it's like small things. I love blankets and music and fireworks and holidays. Like, I love the small things. And I just don't want my life to stop. I don't. And I also don't want it to continue with me being this unhealthy. I know I can fix this. I know I can change this. And yeah. I don't even know if I'm gonna upload this, actually. If you guys see this, then I decided to upload it, obviously. Duh. My face is breaking out. Topic change. Right here, right here. We have a little something here. Right next to, I used to have my lips pierced. I had snake bites, which was a piercing here and a piercing here. And it's right next to my little hole. See if you guys can see the holes. It's right next to it. So it's just like, whoa, in your face. Yeah, I'm breaking out a little bit. It happens. It doesn't, I'm very, I used to be such an open book with people in my life. And now I just like, I keep a lot of things to myself. And I don't know what it is. I don't want to burden people. You can tell me 500 different times that I'm not a burden. And I still feel like one. Trauma. No. But it's like, if you guys click on my video, you came here yourself. So I don't feel like a burden. Does that make sense? Because you guys are choosing to listen to me. I don't even know what I'm saying anymore. It makes sense in my head. And I used to do a lot of like video diaries, like when I first started YouTube, like 2014 style. I started YouTube in 2013, but 2014 I used to do like talking with Amberlynn videos is what I called them, I think. And then just like a lot of video diary type style things. And they always made me feel better. So I might get back into that if you guys are interested, if I just feel like I need to talk and I don't want to particularly talk to anyone in particular. I just kind of want to like document how I'm feeling. So it's kind of like a video diary. We can start a series. We can call it the Weight Loss Surgery Diaries. So if you see that in the title, then I decided that. But if you don't see it in the title, then I thought that was a stupid idea. And it's a stupid idea regardless. Or is it a stupid idea? Why am I so mean to myself? That's a whole other story. I'm actually high-key mean to myself. I make fat jokes about myself. And I take my trauma and I make jokes about it. That's who I am. I'm just a very weird and awkward person in that way. And there's two people that I know in my life, Feline is one of them, who hates when I make fat jokes about myself. And it's like, no one else can call me fat. That's not okay. But I can call myself fat. Just like no one else can make cancer jokes. But if I want to make a freaking joke about an experience that I had, uterine cancer, then it's like, you know what? If that's gonna make me feel better, do it. But it's like, other people can't do that. That's rude and offensive. I think that goes for like a lot of different ways. Like if you're gay, if you want to make a gay joke, go for it. Because there are people out there who do that, who are gay, who makes gay jokes. I'm a lesbian, so I'm also gay. But I don't get offended with stuff like that. Like I don't get offended with gay jokes or anything like that. But the minute someone says something like out of pocket about cancer, that's when I really get offended. Or if people like call me fat, then I'm like, that's not really okay. Just because I do it to myself does not mean that you can do it. Like it's crazy because so many people are like their own worst enemy and they call themselves ugly. It's like everyone I know thinks that they are ugly and I'm like, bro, you're not ugly. Like everyone I know. And it's like they sit there and call themselves ugly, but like, is it okay if someone would call them ugly? Like, no, it's not okay. Like just because you can make jokes about yourself or you can think things about yourself doesn't mean that other people can do it to you. Because in the past I have seen that like in my comment section. We're like, well, you call yourself fat, so why can't we? What? That's not how life works. That's not how it goes. It's also just like a respect thing and just like morals. Okay, I'm rambling. Wow. Ramble diaries, should we call this? No, I'm definitely gonna call this the weight loss surgery diaries or something to that effect, because like I do my weigh-ins. You guys have been seeing that, where that is like strictly, you know, my 5 questions and then the weigh-in for the week. And then I do vlogs, which you guys have seen those as well. And I talk about a lot of weight related stuff within my vlogs, also weight loss surgery stuff. But like if I just want to sit down and just word vomit about how I'm feeling or weight loss surgery, like that type of stuff, then we're gonna call that a weight loss surgery diary, because in my opinion, this isn't a vlog that under a microscope, because they didn't film that and put them on YouTube like I did. Unfortunately, sometimes I do have a little bit of regret where I'm just like, I wish I wouldn't have shown that part of my life, and part of my story is no longer. What is here and what is true and what is now is the fact that my heaviest was 572.4, and whether that would have been shown on YouTube or not, that was my starting point. That was the point where I realized if I don't change now, never gonna change. So it was October of 2019, which was last year. I finally had something inside of me click where I was like, I have to do this. And it was all through intuitive eating. I was saying no to binges. I was watching my portions. I wasn't saying no to junk or like fast food or anything like that. I was still eating stuff like that. So that is why I'm down about 88 pounds, is because of intuitive eating. And my binges would be easily around 4,000 calories at night. And that's not even counting the overeating I did throughout the day. So I was gaining weight or maintaining 572 around that area for a while, because I was doing a lot of binging and a lot of overeating. And when I took away the binging, that automatically put me in a deficit of, you know, I wasn't eating those extra 3,000, 4,000 calories a day. So the weight loss was coming off a little bit easier, obviously in the beginning, but now that I've lost almost 100 pounds, my body is like, okay, so now you need to do a little bit more. Instead of just like not binge, you need to do a little bit more. So in the last like 2 months, I have not really lost much weight, a few pounds, and I've just been kind of sitting in this like area, and I'm like, what do I do now? Because intuitive eating mixed with me being super stressed, and like a lot has been going on like around my life. If you guys are new to my channel or not, like I was diagnosed with cancer 2 months ago. I've had a hysterectomy since then. There has been deaths in my life. I have moved. It has been a lot of stuff, and my mom came to visit and I hadn't seen her in 12 years. It's a lot of big life things that happen in people's life, obviously, but it's happened in like 2 months. The last month has been by far the worst because a lot has happened for me. I hate saying for me, but honestly for me, with the mixture of everything going on plus intuitive eating, it hasn't been working out. And I've been telling myself every day I need structure, and you know, I wake up every day and I'd be like, okay, well, I'm gonna count calories, I'm gonna do Weight Watchers, and these are both things that I've done over and over and over, and it never works. And it's like, I get it, it can work one day if I wake up one day and all of a sudden I'm just like, you know what, I'm gonna do Weight Watchers and it's gonna be perfect for me. I love Weight Watchers. I will forever stand by Weight Watchers. I still have a subscription to them. I don't want to end it due to contract, but the point is, even if I wasn't on contract, I still probably wouldn't end it because I just love Weight Watchers. It's something to always fall back on if you need some sort of structure. But if I'm going on waking up, you know, it's been weeks now where I'm like, every day I'm like, okay, let's do Weight Watchers, let's do calories. If it's not sticking, even for a full day, like it literally won't even stick for a full day. By my second meal, I'm not counting points, which is Weight Watchers. I'm not counting calories, nothing. So nothing was sticking. And I think it's because every time you download these apps or you try to lose weight, okay, I hate saying you, I'm gonna speak for myself. Every time I do these things, we never look at the psychology of things. We never look at, okay, so why am I eating? A lot of people are gonna be like, oh my god, that app is so stupid. I can already see it now because people always downgrade the things that I choose to do. The app is called Noom. I'm sure you guys have heard about it. No, this is not sponsored, nothing. I am paying for this and talking about this because I want to. So I ended up downloading the app yesterday, and you have to fill out this huge questionnaire. They really want to get to know you, your goals, who you are as a person, which I love because already that goes to show I'm not knocking my MyFitnessPal or Weight Watchers, especially my MyFitnessPal, but that just goes to show that already they're trying to really get in tune with who I am versus I'm just another number that downloaded their app and let me just give them a calorie intake. Like, no. So after doing that, they give me an 8-month plan to what I can lose in 8 months that they're gonna help me with. It's a full like course. Every day you get to talk to an actual coach that is there just for you. I'm sure they coach other people as well, but I'm saying this is your coach for you to talk to about anything. They help you with goals. They're there for support. Doesn't matter what it is. Every day you get courses like articles to learn about the psychology of losing weight. That is what I need. That is what I've needed. They do give you a calorie intake, but they teach you using 3 colors, green, yellow, and red, what foods you should eat versus what foods you should sometimes eat versus what foods you should say no to a little bit more often. They don't teach you as good food, bad food. They just teach you as this food's better. Also, something else I really love about it is they thoroughly believe in daily weighing in, and I've always believed in that. I feel like my progress is better when I weigh in daily because every day I'm able to see, oh, I'm slipping up a little bit. I need to, you know, fix that real quick. But obviously fluctuations happen due to so many different reasons. So don't become super scale obsessed, obviously. And actually, once you hit 2 weeks, which I do want to say, you can do a free trial, a 2-week free trial where you don't have to pay anything. I personally chose to pay though, because when you do the trial, they give you, I think, like 4 options of how much you can pay for the trial. And the last one was $18 because that's how much, something like that's how much they pay their Noom people for the 2 weeks. I don't know, I forget exactly what it was, but I chose to just do the 18 because I figured if they're gonna help me I'm gonna help them. But if you don't wanna, you know, obviously spend that during your trial, you can do a free trial for 2 weeks and see if you guys like it. So once you hit the 2-week trial, you actually get put into a hand-picked group. It's like a support system on Noom of other people going through the same thing that you are going through, and it's like a way for you to communicate and stuff. I'm honestly super excited for that part because I love support. I love talking to people who are going through the same thing as me. So I did get the app yesterday and I did everything they wanted me to do. I read some of the courses and the articles, everything they had to offer for day 1. Day 1 is strictly just trying to get you into the groove. This is what you're gonna be doing, what's gonna be happening and stuff. And then day 2, which is today, is when you start your first weigh-in, you start your logging, you get more courses like articles, you get those every single day to learn about the psychology of weight loss and why you do the things you do, why are you overweight, why are you obese and stuff like that, which I love. And a lot of them are interactive too, where you can like type in your answers and there's like multiple choices. They also have quizzes to see what you've learned throughout the course, which I love. So far I've gotten every single question right. I honestly love learning stuff like this. So I feel like this is gonna be really different because I'm not just sitting here on an app trying to count out 1,800 calories without any knowledge behind it. Obviously, you can find all this stuff out, a simple Google search, whatever it may be, but this app is structured to where you have all this information and knowledge that they're feeding you in just this app, and I personally love it. And what else I like about this app is the fact that the calorie limit, I'm just really excited because the coach has already been chosen for me. We've already exchanged some messages. Right now, my goal that my coach gave me is to log every single thing I eat until Monday. And she's going to look at that and she's going to show me, okay, so this is where you need help. This is where I want to help you. This is, you know, just like advice, the stuff that I've needed for so long. And I'm really freaking excited to try this. So technically on Noom, this is day 2 because the first day you're just learning about it, but this is my first day of logging and weighing in. Oh, I forgot to tell you guys my weight. Oh my God. I've been so like excited for this. Okay, so I logged in my weight. I was 485.2. I weighed myself completely naked. There was nothing on me. I didn't have my phone or anything. That's why you guys don't have a video. I wanted the real, the raw, the real number. So 485.2. I am 1.2 pounds away from my lowest in this journey. So I'm super excited. Maybe I can reach that tomorrow. So I'm excited to try something different because this is honestly what I've needed. Oh, and I forgot to mention. So they give you this 8-month course that you do pay for, which is totally worth the money. It's a great investment, especially if you follow what they're telling you to do and all this knowledge you're learning. So they said in 8 months, I could be 400 pounds. And that was a perfect goal for me because I feel like I could do, if I follow what they're telling me to do, I feel like I could maybe possibly even be less than that. So I'm really super excited for this. Like, I want to take you guys on this journey and I hope that I can come back to my New Year's resolution for how much I want to lose this year. So let's get into it. The first question I'm going to be answering is, did you have a lot of loose skin before when you lost weight? And if you guys don't know, there was a time where I was down 106 pounds and I didn't have loose skin per se, but you could definitely tell like I've lost weight. There was more movement in my skin. It wasn't like swollen, kind of like when a balloon like loses its air. I don't know how to explain it, but that's the best way to describe it. Do you experience knee pain? So I remember as a little girl, I don't know, 13 or something, a teacher randomly asked me, this is a memory that I will never forget, do your knees hurt from your weight? That's what the teacher asked me. And you would think I'm lying to you, but I will never forget that moment because in my head I was like, what does she mean? Because at 13, yes, I was in the 300s and you know, I've always been big. I've always been super morbidly obese, but I never had struggles besides the typical bullying, etc., etc. Like I never had any weight issues, like at 13 especially. So I remember when I was asked that, in my head I was like, am I gonna start like feeling pain because of my weight? Like I was so confused. But still to this day, I do not get knee pain. And I remember that teacher also was like, do your ankles hurt? And I was just, in my head, I was like, what does this mean? But I do have random pain because I do have lipedema and it does make my legs hurt, but I don't have typical like, oh, ankle pain or knee pain or joint pain. That's something I guess I'm lucky that I don't experience. Next question is, why do you buy so many clothes at your current size if you want to lose weight? So this question confuses me because a lot of people think that the clothes that I buy is already too small. So if that is the case, then that means with tons of weight loss, I will still be able to wear the clothes that I am currently buying. Something I do notice about, you know, me gaining, losing large chunks of weight, it's not like I'm just like gaining, losing the same 10 pounds. It's like large chunks of weight, which is really, really bad for your body, bad for your health, I know. But something I've noticed about it is that my clothes never change. Like my sizes never change, not really. So that is why I don't find any issue in buying clothes, because the clothes that I wear now, I wore at my heaviest at 572, but I also wore at my lowest at 466. So it's like, that's why it doesn't really matter to me. I think that once I get in the 300s, especially like mid 300s, that's when I need to slow my roll and be like, whoa, okay, your size has changed. But with the size that I am now, I have to lose like a drastic amount of weight for it to be noticeable within my clothing. So that is why I allow myself to still buy clothing. Next question is, why won't you show us your lipedema or lymphedema? I will not show that because it is something I'm very self-conscious about, and I know the type of people who watch me. Like me just showing my face, I get called a moon, a sun, you know, people make fun of how I look, they make fun of my hair. And those are just like the simplistic things. Then people start making fun of my arms and my stomach, my abdomen, then we get into my legs, and that is where majority of my lipedema is. I do have it in my stomach and just the tiniest bit in my arms, but I do have it in those spots. And it's like, why would I want to put myself through that when I can barely even like go to the doctor and show them? Why would I want to show thousands of people online who already actively make fun of my body and how I look? I'm not going to put myself in that position. Last question. If Ozempic causes gallstones, wouldn't weight loss surgery do the same? So I had gallstones, got a weigh-in for me. I was actually like 521 point something. So I have not gained weight since then. So I am fucking glad about that. Let me tell you, I'm so glad about that. So this year I am doing things a little bit differently. I'm not going into it like, oh, January 1st, I'm gonna count calories. I'm only gonna have 1,200 calories. I'm just gonna have fruit all day. Like, we're not doing that. This isn't the broccoli chicken fruit diet, not happening. That's why I binge, that's why I fail. I am focusing on reality, and that's how I'm going into it this year. So I do have a goal. I would like to weigh 399.8 before 2024. So that means I have to lose 120.2 pounds this year. It's doable because it's only 2 point something pounds a week. I can do that. I know I can do that. So how am I gonna do that? Every month is gonna be different because just this January, I'm focusing on no takeout. I haven't had takeout. I know today's only day 4, but coming from someone who orders takeout like multiple times a day, like once or twice, even 3 times a day, it is new. But I'm doing good. We are on day 4. So this whole January, I do not want to do takeout. I'm allowing myself to eat whatever I want within my home. Yesterday, Feline made lasagna. We loved it. We enjoyed it. We thrived. I'm allowing myself to eat normal foods in normal quantities, like a normal person. And I use quotations lightly because I don't even know what normal means. But I know that what I'm doing is not normal, and that's binging. and ordering takeout daily, multiple times a day. So by not doing that anymore, I'm starting to come back to the normal side. But what is normal? I don't even know at this point. But yeah, that is really strongly what I'm focusing on in January, is just like no takeout and allowing myself to eat things at home. But come February, I'm going to find new goals. Every day and every week, every month is just going to be a step closer to a healthier, newer, improved me. New year, new Amberlynn. Oh my god, such a joke. I'm just trying to take things slower instead of going so quickly into like new diets and counting calories. It's not realistic for me. We have all seen this play out before, and it's not gonna work. So today is Wednesday. I have not weighed myself since Sunday. You guys know that I am like less weighing every single day type of queen, but I've decided I am not going to be doing daily weigh-ins, not even in my personal life, which is so weird because I notice it just messes with my mind frame. And if all I have to lose is like 2 point something pounds a week, that is all I'm going to be focusing on. And if I lose more than that, that's amazing. I love that for me. So I'm actually bullet journaling this year, which is so weird. I've always wanted to bullet journal. I did this all by myself. I didn't even need a ruler. That is some queen shit. So I literally just made this today because I finally just got my notebook in the mail. So I haven't written in it yet, but I will show you guys this if you guys are interested. This is my weekly weigh-in, so I'm gonna write that in. And then we have this little jar where this is the pounds I've lost. So every single time I lose a pound, I'm gonna put a little heart in here, and it's gonna be like a bunch of different colorful hearts. And hopefully by the end of the year, there will be 120 of them. And then this one is the weight that I need to go. Kind of like how I'm feeling, what I'm doing after the high and the newness of it kind of has worn off. I really want to make this video short, sweet, to the point. I'm going to try my hardest not to ramble, but I do have a lot going on up here. A lot I want to talk about. I feel like I'm totally going to forget everything because I didn't write any notes. Usually I do. I'll write notes in videos where I just have a lot to say, but I didn't do that this time. I'm just gonna, you know, go off the whim and really just talk about how I'm feeling and what I'm thinking. So as you guys know, a couple weeks ago, I went to a weight loss doctor. I was so excited. I was like amped up. I was nervous, but more than anything, I was excited because I was finally gonna see someone that could possibly change my life forever. And I was just thinking a lot of positive thoughts, and I was sending myself positive affirmations, and I really, really wanted this to be good for me. I was so like amped and like high off of just the thought of finally putting my life and my diet, my food into someone else's hand instead of my own, because I have failed time and time again. You guys know that. You know, the thing is, I fail each new diet change, but I never, ever stop and truly just give up. That is something I will never do. It's kind of like when you first learn how to ride a bike, you keep failing and falling off, and it keeps happening. You keep falling. But what do? You get back on that bike and keep trying. To me and for me, during this journey, I kind of feel like I'm riding a bike, trying to learn how to ride a bike. I have fallen off this bike more times than I can count. And yeah, I'm a little afraid of getting back on. I am terrified of falling hard and harder each time because it seems like that's what keeps happening. But I still get back on. So for some reason, I thought all of it was out the window. My fear for change was gone, and I was gonna do whatever this doctor told me to do. So I was going in super optimistic through the whole situation. And, you know, when you're on a high and you don't sleep on it, you kind of act kind of manic, or at least for me, I do. You know, I am bipolar. So it was a little bit of a manic situation. I was like, yeah, let's do this thing no matter what he tells me to do and all this stuff. So I was ready for it. Went to the grocery store. I was gonna change my whole life, you guys. I slept on it. I woke up the next day
and I was ready to eat the meal plan that he told me to eat. If you guys don't remember, that was 2 eggs, 2 pieces of bacon in the morning. And for my snacks, I was allowed to have beef jerky. For lunch, I was going to have a TV dinner of my choice. And then for dinner, I was going to have a turkey burger or a piece of chicken and some broccoli. See, when I say broccoli, it feels very weird on my mouth. And I'm going to tell you guys why. I'm not saying this is a bad weight loss doctor. He's probably freaking amazing. But I do find some things odd. A lot about himself, which I enjoyed because like he was talking about a lot about his experiences and stuff, but he kept going off on something else when he was trying to like tell me what I was supposed to eat throughout the day. And for some reason, I even said this in the video before, he kept forgetting to tell me about like what I should eat for dinners. And so finally, like 3 different times, I was just like, so yeah, you didn't tell me what I have to do for dinner. And I felt kind of annoying, but like, that was the thing. That was why I went there. He was supposed to, you know, tell me these things. He looked at me and he's like, so what do you think you should eat for dinner? And before I could even say anything, Becky was sitting and she was like, I'm thinking like chicken. He was like, exactly, you know, just a piece of meat. You can even go to McDonald's and have cheeseburgers if you wanted, just take off the bun. But he wasn't mentioning like fruits and vegetables. And for some reason that just like surprised me for some reason. So I was like, well, do I have, you know, stuff on the side? Do I have like veggies or whatever, like broccoli? And he was like, yeah, that's fine. But he was like, make sure you don't have a lot of it because it's filled with tons of carbs. And I was just like, okay. For some reason, in my gut kind of twisted a bit. You know how like when you should trust your instinct, trust your gut and your heart and what that says? I was like, okay, so he'd rather me eat, I'm not saying anything's wrong with like bacon and stuff, like have that in moderation, of course, but he would rather me eat like sodium-filled beef jerky, and he'd rather me go to McDonald's and have a cheeseburger over broccoli. For some reason, that like churned me, like in my stomach. It like made me feel weird, but I ignored it because I was ready to listen to everything that he wanted me to do. So he told me to eat exactly what we planned out and not to do anything different. So I was like, okay, that's gonna be easy because that's what I like. I want someone to tell me exactly what I'm supposed to eat. But it's like, I feel like there's a right and there's a wrong. I asked him, should I log my food somewhere? Because he wanted me to stay under a carb limit. And he said, no, don't log your food. And in my head, I was like, then how do I know how many carbs I'm staying under? Because he gave me a specific number. And then I was like, well, should I count calories? And he was like, no, don't worry about calories because I don't want you to become obsessive or anything like that. Just follow exactly what I told you to eat. So I was just like, okay. I was really excited not to have to count calories because that is like my least favorite thing to do in like the whole world. It's so overwhelming, but it does the job. I'm gonna be honest. Counting calories is like the #1 way of losing weight. So it was the next day and I was following plan exactly like he told me to do. And it was about, the day was over halfway over. And normally I don't really like eating breakfast. You guys know this about me. So my day was kind of off kilter already because he wanted me to eat breakfast. So I was just following plan and I was like, okay, I'm gonna do something he told me not to do. I decided to go on MyFitnessPal and I decided to log my food on there. Everything that I was going to eat that day because everything was ready, set, and scheduled to go. And I still had dinner to eat. So I was logging my food, doing my thing, and I was excited. I was like, okay, I could probably eat like this every day. I don't have to eat tons of fruit and veggies. Like, okay, if I could lose weight and not have to eat those, cool. Because I should believe everything a weight loss doctor says, right? See, it sounds like I'm being like rude. I'm really not. This is just like how I feel for me and like my body and my situation. But anyways, so I logged everything and my sodium was over 4,000 milligrams. I think it was at 4,600. I was about to say 46,000. I'd be dead. Yeah, it was at 4,600 milligrams. And that took me aback, especially because the calories versus the sodium, meats and things like that. And it's like a lot of sodium. Is that like okay? So before anyone clocks me and they're like in the comments and they're saying, well, you eat, you know, tons of sodium on the daily basis anyways. You guys, I am trying my hardest to find a sustainable doable, healthy, nutritious, not malnourished type of lifestyle. If I'm going to be starting a new diet plan and I truly have to like try every single day not to eat the junk that I want to eat and to become a healthier me and lose weight, I don't want to be doing something unhealthy. I thoroughly believe that you should trust your gut. And I have done this so many times. I know I'm annoying, hate me, I'm sorry. But it's just like, this is my life and my journey, and I'm trying to find what is right for me. And I know what's right for me. And it's like staring right at my face. It's just like, me, pick me, pick me. And it's just like, it's so obvious what's right for me. It's so obvious what works for me. I just have to do it. I know a lot of people are going to be mad at me. A lot of people are going to be upset with me, but I'm not following my doctor's plan anymore. I don't even think I'm ever going to see him again. I don't feel comfortable eating only 700 calories and having over 4,000 milligrams of sodium. It just doesn't make sense to me. It makes me feel uncomfortable. I want to be able to eat vegetables. I personally like vegetables. I mean, I don't eat them every day, but like when I'm on track and trying to become a better me, vegetables are key. They make me feel better. I want to be able to have some fruit here and there. Moral of the story, 700 calories, over 4,000 milligrams of sodium doesn't make sense, doesn't add up in my brain. It's not right for me, but I do want to let everyone know, don't you fret. I've not given up. I'm back on the bicycle and I'm going to be making a whole other video. Well, I think it's just going to be like part of a vlog or something. And girl, I'm going to be weighing in again because he wanted me to throw away the scale. And I'm just like, I'm not. I need to weigh myself. I am almost 600 pounds. I'm like 40 pounds away from 600 pounds. I need a scale to tell me I am not getting closer to that number. Like that's what? If you see a weight loss doctor and they tell you things that are just downright like not something that you feel in your gut is going to work for you, because trust me, that what he told me to do might work for other